I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. Today I'm going to go over my top 10 list of must-have oil painting supplies. First on my list is the brand of canvas. You guys all know I definitely prefer Fredrix. It's the only canvas that I will go near after many not so pleasant experiences with other brands. I go with Fredrix because they've got a huge variety of different types, anything from a rougher tooth canvas to really, really smooth, which is my preference. And they're all archival. Every single one of them you know is going to last a lifetime. Number 2 on my list is the oil paint. My preference is Winsor Newton. I use both the Winton color and the artist oil color. It really just depends on which color that I'm going for, which type that I choose. The Winton oil color is their less expensive brand. They both work great. I've been very, very happy with both. I use Winsor and Newton for everything except my opaque black and white paint, in which I switch over to Weber's Permalba. With the Weber's Permalba, the black will get really, really black in your first coat. It doesn't take several coats to get it dark if you're going for that look. With the white, it's just a nice, thick, creamy paint. It has wonderful coverage and it goes on very, very smoothly. Number 3 on my list is my mixing medium. I prefer the Liquin Original. It is a fast drying medium. Whatever I paint will usually be dry within 12 hours or so, so I'm ready to go back into my next layer right away, which is great for me because I'm very impatient. Number 4 on my list are my paint brushes. I keep mine in a nice canvas holder. Actually, this is only some of my brushes. I have a slight addiction. But this canvas holder is nice. It does a great job of protecting your brushes and helping them to keep their shape. I have more shoved into this than you're supposed to, but it still works. You can fold over the flap and then it rolls into a nice little tube here and it ties closed. And this is really, really nice for travel. I don't travel much when I paint, but this still does a wonderful job of protecting my brushes. For my brushes, I can't go over all of them that I use because I have a lot and we would be here for 2 days. I will go over a few though that are some of the most important to me. One is the mop brush. I use this for blending wet into wet. You'll see me use it a lot on my clouds or any other wet into wet blending that I'm doing. I have that in 2 sizes, the 1 inch and 1/2 inch size. I have a big variety of different sizes of these stiff brushes, both flat and the rounded tip ones that I use for various different things. A whole bunch of these ones. Next are my filbert brushes. I use these more than just about any other brush that I have. My favorite rake brush that I use for my base coat of animal hair, not for all of it, you still have to go back through and do the hard work with a liner brush, but to get a base of the animal hair, I really like this Bob Ross Wildlife Fur brush. I'm not a huge fan of his supplies, but this single brush I adore and could not live without. Last on my list of brushes are my liner brushes. With these, you want to go with the ones that have the very skinny, long bristles. You want to avoid the ones that are teeny tiny and short. A lot of people think those are what are going to get you the finer detail. The problem with those is after a few uses, the paint builds up in the barrel. You're never going to clean that all the way, no matter how much you try. And over a couple of uses, all the bristles, instead of being close together and getting you that fine detail, start doing this. They just spread out and you can't get the fine detail anymore. With these, you really want to keep the paint at the upper half end of the bristles, and that makes it really easy for cleanup and helps the brush to keep its shape well. Next on my list of supplies is the paint thinner. I only use Mona Lisa odorless paint thinner. I actually don't allow any others in my painting class as well. The paint thinner, or the turpentine, mineral spirits, all of those have such a horrible, horrible smell that even if you clean your brushes with them once, they have a permanent, terrible odor to them. Instant headache. To go with your paint thinner, you're going to want a cleaning tank. I use this one. It's a Mona Lisa Artist Brush Cleaning Tank. It really doesn't matter which one you use. I like this one because it has a metal rack at the bottom so I can scrape my brushes or the oil paint off my brushes on that. So that kind of helps. The thing with this is that the paint will spill out. If I tip this to the side, it will start leaking out. So you want to make sure that you keep this upright all the time. It's really hard to find anything that won't leak. The only one that I found is the one that I use for my colored pencils, but it's a teeny tiny one, and eventually that will start leaking as well. Number 6 on my list is the Master's Touch Brush Cleaner. I use this after I've cleaned my brushes with paint thinner. This will condition your brushes and make them last so much longer. If you don't use this and only use your paint thinner, within a few uses your brushes will start to harden. This will keep them soft a lot longer. And it comes in a smaller size. I just bought the bulk size because I paint a lot. Number 7 on my list is the palette. I personally really like this one by Masterson. It's pretty much a big Tupperware. The lid seals out air, so your paint's going to stay wet a lot longer. Inside my palette, I have a canvas board that I have wrapped in tin foil. This is great because when I want to clean my palette, I just have to take the tin foil off and throw it away and rewrap it with new foil. This canvas board is 12 by 16 inches, also by Fredrix. They're so useful. This one's 12 by 16 inches and it fits perfectly inside my palette. By wrapping the foil over the paint board, this keeps everything very firm. That way when I'm mixing and putting a lot of pressure on the palette, everything's staying in place. The whole thing isn't sliding around. Number 8 on my list is an Ott-Lite that I keep clamped to my easel. I can't really show it to you because I'm using it for the lighting in this video. But this gives you more of a daylight colors, so your color is going to be much more accurate. For years, I was painting with normal lights that were bright enough, I felt like they were good, but I would take the painting out during the day and was shocked to see how far off my color was from what I had intended. The Ott-Lite avoids all of that. Definitely a must-have supply for painting. Number 9 on my list is an easel. You can't really see mine. I have a big, nice, heavyweight one that I've used for 15, 20 years. It's very old. You want to avoid some of the lighter weight tripod easels. The problem with those is that as you're applying pressure to your canvas as you're painting, the whole easel wants to kind of slide back and fall over. Whatever you choose, make sure it's a bit heavier weight. There are some tripod easels that are metal that have rubbery grips on the bottom. Those are fairly nice to work with as well. But do make sure that you've got something that's got enough weight to it that it's not sliding all over the place as you're applying pressure to your canvas. Last on my list, number 10, are Viva paper towels. This is the only paper towel that I would ever use with oil painting because they're very cloth-like. They take well to the oils in the paint and to the paint thinner. Any other paper towel has a tendency to get one little drop of either and it kind of takes over the whole paper towel and it's a mess and you end up with paint on your hands and on your face and it's all over the place. Just stick with Viva and you're safe. I have new painting and drawing videos every Wednesday, so make sure you subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with my newest work.